Hey everybody, this is Steve Moore, owner of Run More, this beautiful brick and mortar running shop located in Carroll County, Maryland. Today we have a big shoe release. This is the new Hoka Gaviota 5 coming out in August of 2023. This is Hoka's most cushioned and most stable model. It also, for this category, is going to be their most expensive shoe. This new model is coming in at $175, so it is $5 from its previous iteration. A lot of big changes on this shoes, but just a couple of the housekeeping stuff first. This shoe is a 36 millimeter max stack height down to 30. So this is a 6 millimeter drop shoe, which is a little bit different than most Hoka shoes. This shoe on the men's size weighs 10.9 ounces, and on the women's it's 9.9 ounces. So it's a little bit on the heavier side for some of the other Hoka models out there, but as we get into, it kind of makes sense for what this shoe is. So if you're used to the Gaviota, this is the Gaviota 4. This is, to me, one of the uglier colors that they had, but that's just me. So a lot of big changes on this shoe. This is an update that was, I don't know if I would say needed, but an update that was probably overdue just because the Gaviota 4 had been around for 2 years. So it was kind of ready for just some fresh, even just colors and updates. It was ready for an update in some capacity, but this is a very big update. So if you're sort of used to a lot of the Hoka shoes, to me, this shoe now looks a lot like the Bondi. And just for set the record straight, I'm going to continue to call it Bondi this whole video. So yes, I'm aware it's Bondi. I've been selling Bondi since 2014. I'm going to call it a Bondi. So it looks a lot more like a Bondi now. It has the same sort of lines through it, those little horizontal lines. That's been an addition on the Bondi 8 that people seem to really like because it made the shoe seem a little less bulky. So now we sort of introduced a similar vibe on the Gaviota. But actually, the Gaviota now has a little more cushion than the Bondi. So this shoe, because it has a 36 millimeter max stack height to it, and this guy's only at 31. This one also has a 4 millimeter drop, where this one has a 6 now. So the biggest difference between these two, obviously, is this is their most stable shoe. So really for us, we sell this shoe way more to walkers than we do runners. There are people that run in it, of course, but this to us has always been a much more popular walking shoe because of its stability to it. Now, one of the big differences between the shoe is how they did the stability. If you've been following Hoka on the stable side, they have two very stable options. There's the Arahi and there's the Gaviota. The Arahi is a mid-cushion stability shoe, and the Gaviota is a max cushion stability shoe. How both of the stability shoes used to operate was on their J frame. So if you were looking on the outsole of an old Gaviota or even an Arahi, it had this J pattern to it. And you can see it on this shoe, the J. That is a different stability, a different density level than the rest of the shoe. So their idea being is if you're somebody who's rolling along on the inside of the shoe, it's going to kind of hold you in place a little bit better. It's going to keep you from tilting one way or the other. So now we've added these pods to the shoe. This shoe has this sort of idea of an H in there. So if we had a J, now we've got an H. And inside this shoe is this like H format that kind of comes up and cups around your foot, so it's soft in the middle spots, but across here and all the way around the shoe is a denser material, so you sort of sink in here, but you're grounded and not having a whole lot of opportunity to go one way or the other because of the stability in this shoe. Where this one had some spots where you could essentially still fall off the J, I suppose, if you want to look at it that way. This shoe now has much more like zones to it of stability. And just putzing around into it, you can feel it. You know, it does seem like there's more stability, and interestingly enough, it makes logical sense that where the stability dropped off on certain parts of the J frame, you can feel it stabilize you in this H format. Specifically for me, I supinate hard, so I'm constantly wearing the outside of my shoes out, even in shoes that have support to it. But now I feel it more on my forefoot, and the stability in this shoe higher up on my outside of my foot here, where I didn't have that in the other ones. It sort of dropped off on the outside of the foot along the outside part of that J. So now we have stability all over this shoe. And I will tell you, even in the old J-frame stability of the Gaviota 4, compared to all the stable shoes I had on my wall back here, which I carry a lot of stability shoes, many people said they felt the Gaviota was our most stable shoe. Somebody looking for a walking shoe that they can put on and go all day. We have a lot of people that are coming here that aren't runners. I know we're Run More, but a lot of my people are just walkers that are looking for a really good, stable, high stability shoe for all day wear, for whether it's athletic purposes or just for an all day, everyday stable shoe. felt that the Gaviota was like our most stable shoe. So we had a lot of people that were coming in looking for that like everyday walker. I've heard great things about the Gaviota. So I think that people are used to the Gaviota 4 are going to be very excited with the 5 because it feels nice and cushy. Like it almost has some of that feel of a Bondi, but it has those more stable vibe and again, more like zonal feeling of the stability in the Gaviota 6, the Gaviota 5. So you've got a lot of that great stability, if not more than where we're used to be. It has even more cushion to it, so you really feel that height of the shoe. And you know, that's something that not everybody feels comfortable with, is that they almost feel like they're more platformy in a Hoka shoe. But for whatever reason, I actually felt like I didn't notice the stack height nearly as much on this as I did in some other Hoka shoes. I said I use that word grounded, and I feel like the way that the stability in this shoe kind of comes up around your foot, like I just felt really good and secure into the ground. I felt the sizing felt good. The other thing I like about the Gaviota and the Bondi Only is the depth of this shoe is really accommodating if you felt like you needed to add an orthotic. You know, you can pull out the removable insert and slip an orthotic in here easily, but I will tell you with, you know, I think a lot of people, if they really give a shoe a try without their stability, without the added insert to it, will probably get away with a lot of the stability in this shoe. It's got a lot of it. My one drawback on the Gaviota, and this goes back to the 4 as well, is I wish they made this in a 4E on the men's side. They make this on a standard width for you have a standard and you have a wide on both men's and women. So you've got a B and a D on women, and you have a D and a 2E on men. I wish there was a 4E option. The only place that you can get a true 4E on the men's is in the Bondi. So if you really have that wide foot, that's the only shoe that's going to give you that width. It would just, to me, it makes so much more logical sense to put it in a Gaviota than a Bondi, because the type of person that's wearing this Gaviota is typically somebody who might have a flatter foot or just need a little bit more width. I wish they would do that, but perhaps in 2024-25, we'll see a big update with a 4E option. But besides that, you know, for being a very stable, very cushioned, very supportive shoe at 10.9 ounces on the men, that's in line with just some everyday trainers out there, like in like the mid cushion category. So for what it's worth, like it looks in the palm of my hand like this is going to be a big heavy monster of a shoe, but it really isn't. And so while I say this is like probably to me Hoka's best walking shoe, there's still going to be a lot of people that use this as a running shoe. If you're getting ready for that half marathon and you might be somebody who's really hard on your feet and hard on your shoes and really moving around a lot, you can totally run in this shoe at 10.9 ounces. But if you're somebody who's just looking for that great all-day work shoe, all-day walking shoe, a lot of pronation issues, this is going to be a great option for you as well. Hefty price point at $175, but honestly, because it has a little more cushion and because it is a little more denser in spots to it, because of the stability, you're going to get great life out of this. Like I would like to think if you're an everyday walker in this shoe, like this is a good 9-month, 1,000 or a year shoe. This is going to get you that 500, 600, 700 miles if you're just walking in it. And there's no reason as a runner you can't get 500 miles out of this. So great, versatile, great update due in August of 2023. The Gaviota 5, I think aesthetically they did a great job with it. I think changing the way that they do their stability was a really good idea, and I was very skeptical at first, but getting a chance to play with it, I think it's a great step up. So very excited, Gaviota 5. If you want to purchase this fine shoe, feel free, click the link down below, enter promo code RUNMORE. You'll save 10% off this guy, and we'll ship it out to you for free. If you have any questions on the Gaviota 5, feel free to leave it down below. I'd love to get your thoughts and questions on it. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. And if you found this video helpful, it really means a lot to me if you gave us a like and subscribe, and it'll certainly help us find new people out there. Thank you so much, and if you're in the greater Carroll County, Maryland area, stop by our shop, say hello, see all the great stuff that we have here, and come join us for a group run. Happy running out there, and hopefully we'll see you around town.